Being scooped by a mogul is a major cause of mogul unhappiness. In this video, I'll show you how you can be and stay happy in the moguls. Hi, Skier Steve here with more mogul skiing tips. By the way, this is a series about skiing moguls. If you haven't seen the earlier videos, check them out in the link. In previous videos, we learned to side slip at various angles on moguls to control our speed. We have learned to keep the torso facing downhill to make the turns easier. We also learned how to manage being scooped by jamming our skis in the next hole. But even better than being scooped is to prevent it in the first place. As we learned, we get scooped when we're leaning back too far and our torso is not facing downhill. But you say it's scary to face downhill, and what am I supposed to do? Lean downhill? Well, yeah. Sure, it doesn't feel natural at first, but experiment with it a bit. What you find is that when you lean forward and even a bit downhill, the tails of your skis will not dig into the trough behind you. The effect of this is that your turns will become easier and quicker. You will also notice that your quads won't be screaming at you all the way down the mountain. In fact, I use how my quads feel as a feedback mechanism to help me know if my balance is too far back. If I start to feel pain in my quads, I make an effort to lean forward. Sometimes I ski with a nice lady that has special sensors in her boots. The sensors determine how she's leaning and where her weight distribution is. Then the sensors send messages to her headphones to tell her how to adjust. While this is probably helpful, for a guy like me, this equipment isn't necessary. My quads perform the same service, and I don't have to have a voice in my head explaining to me how to adjust my weight. Instead, my quads scream and I react. At first, leaning forward is scary. Your intuition is telling you to lean back so you don't get hurt. But I find that if I adopt an attitude of attacking the moguls, I can make the necessary adjustments. Attacking the moguls means that I make sure my torso is facing downhill. Then I reach forward to plant my pole in front of me on the next mogul. This reaching forward accomplishes a few things for me. First, it gets me planning for the next mogul. Second, it moves my weight forward, which in turn gets the weight off the tails of my skis and makes the turn easier. And third, it helps me keep my arms in front of me instead of out to the side. When we plant poles with our arms out to the side, we have a tendency to turn our torso sideways. If you're moving fast and this happens, the next thing you know, you'll get scooped. No doubt, there's a lot to think about when skiing bumps, but sometimes I try to concentrate on what my feet feel like when I'm skiing. If I'm leaning forward, I feel more weight on the balls of my feet and less on the heels. When my weight is just right on a steep slope, the turn takes practically no effort at all. So, let's summarize the lessons from this video. Lean forward. Attack the bumps. Be the master of the moguls. That's how we stay happy in the moguls. Check out the next video for even more mogul tips. Please share your helpful tips and comments. And subscribe to receive more of my helpful skiing tips.